how does it feel to be here now, having gone through the experience and lived it yourself? And how do you feel this representation is going to go and travel further along in documentary filmmaking?
It's too good to be true. Never thought we'd be in this moment. This is a tribute to our ancestors and for those people who've been involved in our movement and making change in the world, whether it's remotely or in person. We want to carry this legacy of deaf president now, which means deaf people now. So we're really excited for this day.
It's very difficult to describe. I mean, looking back, we've had this deja vu moment of 37 years ago where the world was watching us for that week at Gallaudet, and the opportunity now to showcase who we've been, who we are today as deaf people, that we're really no different than everyone else, and that we can really show that through this film, and that this film creates a legacy that will last throughout all of time. So not just that week, but now this film creates that legacy, and we're very excited about that.
And when it comes to protests, things like if we're looking for trying to be more inclusive and move the goalposts, it seems like in a lot of cases we have to protest for that. What is your I guess, advice for the younger generation if they're wanting to make a change, and specifically people in the deaf community, how they can make a change?
So after 124 years since the founding of Gallaudet University, we finally got the concession from the community that we can then send this message to deaf people that they should speak up, that they don't have to give in, they don't have to just accept the status quo, but we are like all other people and we have the rights to stand up for ourselves, and that's the message that we want to give to people out there, especially the young people.
Yes, my mother, well, I'm fourth generation deaf family, just like Greg, and my mom always said, being deaf is a full-time job. You have to keep fighting. And so we want to teach deaf kids, we want them to know that things change and we have to keep up with those changes, and if we don't, we fall back. If we keep up, we'll be all right, so keep that in mind.
So tell us about how it feels to be at Sundance premiering this documentary.
It's hard to really describe in words, but if you can see our faces, and we're so excited, we're so ready to be here, we're just thrilled to be here. You know, we've been here since Friday, Saturday, then we're ready to see the movie, and we've just been waiting for this event. So finally it has arrived. The premiere is here. So I'm really excited for the people to really see and try to, take in what we did. It wasn't just making noise for the sake of, the attention. We wanted to make noise to force a system change for people to how the people view deaf people. We don't want that viewpoint of saying that we can't do things. We're very able.
I mean, we have made it to this day. This story happened 37 years ago. Few films have tried but have not succeeded over and over again. So now it actually is happening, and it's an amazing partnership between a deaf director and a hearing director who is an award-winning director, and that team of equals working together and supporting each other. I think it was just the best time in history is now, better than in the past when we tried. So I'm really excited for today, and I'm curious because I saw 70 to 80% of the film, but I even haven't seen the full film yet, so I'm excited to see that. And what's also as exciting is they hired so many deaf employees, over 40 deaf people working. 40. Working on the crew. So it's just great opportunities for younger people in this field. And so it's exciting to see the result tonight. I'm really excited.
How do you see that the past 30 years have evolved as far as inclusivity, and where do you see the future going as the next generation is kind of taking over the baton and leading that charge?
I'm not going to answer your question directly, but, Jerry believed in this cause way before I did. We were both in the same government class 37 years ago, and he told me, come on, it is time for a deaf president. And I was like, no, what about a female president? Because 124 years of the college, we had a hearing male president. So I wanted to advocate for a female president of Gallaudet University, but then later he and my husband, my former boyfriend at the time, and others showed me that yes, they were right, that it was a time to have a deaf president because Gallaudet University is for deaf students. It wasn't a women's university. So now we actually have a deaf female president. So for advocacy and civil rights and all of that, it took baby steps. You just don't know what will happen in the future. Only God knows. And God will lead us and make our lives better, and we'll all grow and flourish. I never thought, in 1988, I never thought we would have a female president, either a hearing woman or deaf male president. I never thought that. And now we have a female deaf president at Gallaudet University.
One of the exciting parts about the protest was that the Americans with Disabilities Act, because Congress had tried to pass this bill for the ADA, but after the protest happened, and we did a lot of our protests at the U.S. Capitol. So we were there. So, the legislators and the senators all saw us there, and they said, oh, okay, I get it now. I guess it is time. And one of the congressmen said, the deaf group is the last disabled group to have a protest because all the different other disability groups had their protests and were fighting to get things to happen. And when we had our protest, it was like our turn. And we're talking about what we did and what we had done, the impact and the changes with the Americans with Disabilities Act passing. It gave accessibility to all people with disabilities and said, hey, we have laws now. We want access. We had to start educating people, not just the deaf people, but people in wheelchairs, people with intelligent disabilities. And so the deaf community just kind of made a shift and allowed these things to happen. So it's very exciting.
Very cool. Well, I cannot wait to see the film. Thank you so much.